Since 1969, I and a batch of others have worked with an organization called the Clearwater, sailing a great big sailboat up and down the river, taking 50 kids out at a time, teaching them about pollution, about history, and singing some songs.
We know that the river is polluted. We know that it has high levels of toxicity. We know that it's full of PCBs. It's a Superfund site. Well, what caused that? I'm Thomas Bass. I'm a professor of English and journalism at the University at Albany. And I had the idea of conducting a waterborne symposium, as I called it, which would bring together a group of journalists and scientists to spend an afternoon sailing on the Hudson River and talking about the Hudson River. I had to find a boat. A friend of mine suggested the Clearwater. It's a beautiful boat. It's modeled after the old sloops that used to sail up and down the Hudson River. Pete Seeger, the great American folk singer, he had this idea that if he built this sloop and floated it down the Hudson, people would pay more attention to the river. Of course, lo and behold, the day that we're supposed to be out on the Hudson, it's, 50 degrees? It's been snowing the night before. Rain is predicted. Bring your foul weather gear. We are going out on that river. As I put together this event, I tried to find out who are the experts on the Hudson River. The University at Albany has lots of experts on the Hudson River. There's a remarkable concentration of expertise here at the University at Albany. So the trick is to get these people out of their offices, out of their laboratories, and get them talking to each other, which was the point of this entire event. There would be a half dozen speakers talking about scientific issues, environmental issues, and addressing a crowd of 25 or 30 journalists. I tried to get interesting people to stand up. Professor John Pipkin is the first guy to stand up, geographer, expert on the man-made built environment of the Hudson River. He just knows this place backward and forward, told us some wonderful stories of the river and the waterfront, Henry Hudson. He set the scene for us.
On the 20th of September, 1609, when Hudson's boat, not Hudson himself, went by here, because the half moon seemingly got about as far as the bar, the overthrow, as they used to call it, down by Castleton. That was essentially the beginning of the Dutch phase of the history of the river.
I've never been on the Clearwater before. I've never sailed on that stretch of the Hudson River before. I had no idea that the Port of Albany was as industrialized and built up as it is. This is a large city. This is a working river there. Our second speaker, Elizabeth Colbert.
There's only one answer to it, which is a lot of citizen pressure.
New York Times staff writer, author of what I still consider the best article on the Hudson River and the pollution of the Hudson River.
And the argument that they were using at that time, and I remember because it was so extraordinary, was we should be given more time because we are still leaking PCBs into the Hudson.
The next speaker was Manna Jo Green, environmental director of Clearwater. She's also written a lot of articles on the river and knows it backwards and forward from having sailed around so much.
We have been working for more than 30 years to get the PCBs cleaned up, and the update is that in May, the dredging will begin.
Our next speaker, Edward Fitzgerald, head of the Department of Epidemiology at the University at Albany. He's an expert on PCBs and their effects on human beings. As a scientist, he had to deliver the most sober, down-to-earth remarks.
Cancer, diabetes, heart disease, disruption of the thyroid hormones. You know, there's growing evidence that PCBs can have a variety of health effects. But I think the strongest evidence is on focusing on children and infants.
Several people commented to me after Fitzgerald's talk. They said to me, I didn't realize it was so difficult to prove that PCBs are dangerous. Final speaker was John Waldman. John Waldman is an expert on fish species in the river and the changes in the fish species in the Hudson as it warms up. We throw over a particular kind of net used for trawling, which runs close to the bottom of the river, and the idea is to pull up whatever fish are swimming in that river and then throw them into an aquarium which the boat has on board. We'll have an entire conversation around fish and the aquatic life in the Hudson River. Well, of course, lo and behold, what we pull up after trawling for 15 minutes is precisely one rock and one leaf. That's it. But the rain held off, and the sail went according to plan. The speakers were better than I could have imagined. The journalists showed up. There was food. The intent of the Clearwater is to educate people on the Hudson River and the environment of the Hudson River, polluted, seriously damaged. The whole point of this waterborne symposium was to take note of the river, both its beauty and its grandeur, and also the fact that it is a problem in need of a solution.
There's a river of my people, and its flow is swift and strong, flowing to some mighty ocean, though its course is deep and long.